Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Big for One Gaming here. Welcome back to episode number 61 of Winning a National Title with Every Team in the Game. If you guys missed last episode, go watch it. You know, it's a very fun episode with Tennessee, getting only 2 seasons to win it all. And if you guys have missed any episodes, up in the right-hand corner will be a playlist of every episode from 1 to 61. If you guys are unable to watch those videos, I completely understand. Down in the description box below will be a record of every team so far that we've done and their record their season that they won a national championship with. But new episode means new team, so let's see what the wheel decides to give us here. We still got a lot of teams here, and it looks like we are going to the ACC with Florida State, finishing up the Florida teams here. So one of the last Florida teams we got are Florida State. Of course, they're an 87 overall, 4-star school as well. And we got Program Builder with our head coach, too. Florida State in real life, I know, didn't really have the best season overall. But, all in all, hopefully we can change that narrative here in Season 1 with this Florida State team. We do have Program Builders, so we could upgrade the pipelines. And we also have the pipelines. We just need to get one more to get that going. We do have Recruiter, mostly for the offense. We also have Architect, too, which will be huge. Our offensive coordinator also has elite recruiter mostly for the offense, and our defensive coordinator has motivator for the D-line and the secondary. I think we also have motivator. We have master motivator too, but we do need to upgrade everything once to get even the boost for the offseason training. Taking a look at the roster, we do have Peyton, who's a 91, Jackson's an 89, so we actually have a very good solid 4 that we can build around for at least this year. Quarterback is DJ. I'm going to go DJ. I butchered that last name. I apologize. We do have a couple freshmen behind him, which will be nice to build around. We do have a 95 speed halfback, which will be fun. We have a lot of speed at wide receiver, so that's good news. We need a center, and do we need kicker punter this year? We do need a kicker, but not a punter. So I'm going to go ahead and get Season 1 out of the way with Florida State, and I'll be back in just a second. So here we are at the end of Season 1 here with Florida State, where we actually go 9-3 on the season, having to face 11-1 Virginia Tech, who went 7-1 the conference. We also went 7-1 the conference, but we did lose 2 outside of the conference. We beat Georgia Tech. We then lost to Boston College and Memphis. But then we turned around, beating Cal, beating SMU, beating Clemson, Duke, Miami, and North Carolina before losing to Notre Dame, who ended up going 12-0, and then beating FCS and Florida to end out the season. So, I mean, it's 7v4, so if we do win, we're going to get a bye. If we lose, we're going to play in the first round, which will be a tough matchup if we do have to play in the first round. We did lose. We are 9-4 on the season, but we still should be going to the college football playoff, I believe. Just depends where they put us after that loss. Jalen Milroe wins the Heisman Trophy, 3,800 yards, 33 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. And we will be playing Texas State in the college football playoff. We are the 8 seed, I believe. When Texas State getting the 9 is kind of wild, yeah. Texas State is actually the automatic qualifier, along with Liberty, Oregon, Alabama, and Virginia Tech, with Miami, Ohio State, us, Florida State, NC State, Notre Dame, Michigan, and Clemson as the at-large bid. So, you never know what this game with Texas State can do, but who knows. But let's get started against 13-0 Texas State. And they're an 80 overall. We have a huge advantage in this game, and we're going to be the home team. So we're going to have that home field advantage, hopefully, against this Texas State team, who, again, is undefeated on the season. So we got to win this one. Looks like we're going to start on offense first. And we don't do anything. Texas State gets a field goal, but we get a field goal of our own to tie the game up at 3-3 after one. We get a turnover, but then a field goal, so it's 6-3. Nothing. There's a touch. There's back-to-back touchdowns. We have a 20-3 lead at the half. Texas State is struggling now. It's 24-point lead for us. I think we can just go ahead and advance to the next quarter. Don't have to go play-by-play here. Although they get a turnover to make this, they get 9 points, but we blow them out. 34-9 win over Texas State. And now we'll go play Oregon in the quarterfinals here in year number 1 with Florida State. That's surprising in my opinion. Well, they are a very good team on paper, at least from the default rosters. Obviously, probably not now. I'm not doing the updated rosters. That would mess with the experiment, or mess with the series-wise, because I haven't done the updated rosters at all during this whole series. So we're doing default rosters just because it makes life easier. But we do move on. Marvin Jones Jr. gets Player of the Week. Anyone else? He does get Defensive Player of the Week too. Of the whole thing. We'll be playing Oregon in the Rose Bowl, so this will be a tough matchup either way. Checking the other sides of the bracket, Miami beat Ohio State, NC State beat Notre Dame, and Clemson beat Virginia Tech. So a lot of ACC teams here: Miami, Florida State, NC State, and Virginia Tech, and Clemson. So they all have a very good chance of winning it for the ACC. But let's get started against Oregon. They're 12-1 on the season. We are 10-4. This is a very good team. They're an 87, and we are an 86. So 1 point overall advantage in this one. So hopefully we can survive and get some stops, and hopefully our offense can score a bunch of points here against Oregon to move on to the semifinals. It looks like we're going to start on offense first in this one. And the offense puts up a field goal. Oregon puts up a touchdown to make this 7-3 lead after 1. Oregon gets stopped, and we get they get a turnover. It's 21-3. Now 21-10 at the half, so we do cut the lead down to 11. But defense needs to get a stop. They do, but the offense doesn't do anything with it. It's 28-10 into here in the fourth. Down by 18, but we do get a stop and a quick touchdown. So back to 11, but Oregon gets a first and goal and another touchdown. Our defense just couldn't get any stops. Late in the game, they get an interception. That's going to do it. Oregon's going to kick our butt 35-17 to move on to the semifinals for them. And Oregon usually wins in year number 1, as much as I simmed so far. I mean, 60 times, usually like 60% of the time, or even 75% of the time, they have gone to the national championship more often than not. So let's go ahead, simulate to the end of season recap here, see who ends up winning it all here in year number 1, and hopefully we can take Florida State back to the college football playoff in year number 2, and hopefully do even better, do even better than a quarterfinal exit. So conference prestige goes up, coach stability improves, coach prestige improves, and pro potential somewhat goes down. But we do have 7 people wanting to transfer out, but I don't think we'll have 7 overall wanting to transfer out. And Oregon ends up winning it all over Alabama, 41-22. Liberty destroyed Miami. That's kind of surprising. In that one, they lost to Oregon by 13. But Alabama beat Virginia Tech and NC State. So, unfortunately, a Big Ten team wins it over an SEC. But that's going to do it for Season 1. It's on to Season 2 here with Florida State. And here we are in Season 2 here with Florida State, where we go 10-2 on the season, 7-5, or having to play 7-5 North Carolina, who went 6-2 in the conference. Very good season again from Florida State here. We ended up losing to Alabama to start the season, who went 12-0. Tulsa, we beat Tulsa and Kent State before losing to Wake Forest as our only other loss on the season. And after that, beat Virginia Tech, Clemson, Miami, Pitt, Stanford, Virginia, NC State, and Florida all in a row. To get here at 10-2. North Carolina, Clemson, Boston College were all tied at 6-2, so I don't know how North Carolina got here, but I mean, we'll take it. If we can win, cool. If not, we're still going to be an at-large bid, more than likely. And we do win. We are 11-2. That means we're probably going to get the number 2 seed overall because Alabama was 12-0. Then again, they could have lost. You never know. But we will be getting a bye in the college football playoff. And Braylon Braxton out of Marshall 3,800 passing yards, 39 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Very good season from him. We also got one of the best defensive players with 16 sacks. That's insane. As a defensive tackle is even crazier. He, of course, wins the Lombardi. And that's it. And we'll advance next week to see who we play. And then go over the bracket there. I probably should have went first with the bracket, but oh well. Like the mystery. We'll be playing Oklahoma in the second round, the quarterfinals. They were the 7 seed, so we are the 2. Louisiana, Michigan, Alabama, Kansas State, and Florida State were the automatic qualifiers, with Ohio State, Oregon, Notre Dame, Purdue, Texas A&M, and Clemson and Oklahoma with the at-large bids. So pretty decent couple of groups here. Man, that Texas A&M Purdue game was pretty good, but hopefully that's not our game, and hopefully we can blow them out of the water. But let's get started against Oklahoma. They're 11-3, and we are 11-2 on the season. And we're the exact same overall. Both teams are an 88 overall, so hopefully our defense can get some stops, and the offense can get the ball in the end zone over half the time. But we need a win here, and we're starting on offense first. And the offense doesn't do anything, but on the second drive they do get a field goal, but Oklahoma gets a touchdown to take the lead 6-3 after missing the extra point. It's still 6, now 10-6. They'll be that way at the half after we get a quick touchdown in the second quarter. Oklahoma begins the second half with nothing. We don't do anything with our next drive, so it's still 10-6 going into the fourth. That was a big 3rd and 7 that we get a first down on, but we have to kick a field goal to still be up 7. We get a stop on defense. 4th down and inches, and we punt, but it doesn't even matter because we get a turnover. We get another field goal to make it by 10, and then we get another turnover on the kickoff. And Florida State will beat Oklahoma 16-6 and move on to the semifinals here near number 2. That was a lot closer game than what I wanted it to be. But we'll take it. We'll gladly take that. But yeah, now we're going to be moving on to play the winner. It's Kansas State or Texas A&M. So be a tough matchup either way with either of the teams that we're going to be playing here. But hopefully that we can do it and get it done and advance to the national championship. And we'll be playing Kansas State in the Peach Bowl. So got to win here. The winner will be playing Notre Dame or Ohio State in the national title game. So let's get started here against the 13-1 Kansas State Wildcats out of the Big 12. They're an 84 overall, and we're an 88. For some reason, Kansas State plays way above their overalls half the time. I don't remember when we did it with them. I know we did in like 2 or 3 seasons, and they were a low overall when we got it done, if I remember correctly. But I've seen occasionally them winning in year number 2 with like an mid-80 overall team. But we're going to start on defense first, and we get a stop and then a touchdown. But Kansas State counters with one of their own. It's 7-all after 1. And then we get another turnover. It's 14-7 lead. And now it's 17-7 lead. And we'll say that score at the half. But we start with the ball in the third quarter and don't do anything with it. Kansas State makes it a 7-point game, and now they have a chance to tie here in the fourth. And they will. So it's a tie game pretty much in the start the fourth quarter, and we go backwards on third down. And Kansas State can take the lead here, and they won't. They miss the field goal. So all we need to do is get in the field goal range, but we can't. We get a stop, though, and again, now we get into field goal range, and that's going to do it. A 20-17 win over Kansas State, and we'll be moving on to the national championship game with a big, not really come from behind victory, but we almost blew a big lead, but luckily they missed that field goal and caused us to move on to the national championship to play. The suspense is not really killing me here, but we're going to get the Player of the Week's awards here. And we're playing Ohio State in the national championship game. They end up beating Notre Dame 41-38 in overtime. So it's going to be a tough matchup either way. But let's get started against Ohio State. They are 14-2, and we are 13-2 on the season. They're an 89 overall, so they have the overall advantage. The only time that we do not have the overall advantage in this game, I think. I can't even remember the first game at this point now. I have a terrible short-term memory, as you guys know. So we're playing in Hard Rock Stadium, so technically we have home field in a way. It's not Miami's, But anyways, we're starting on offense first, and we get a field goal. And then we get nothing. It's still 3-0 after one. I thought we had a chance to score, but we don't. We get a turnover, and wow, our defense has really played out of their minds until a couple seconds left to go in the half. It's 10-7. We get another turnover, but we can't do anything with it. And then another turnover. It's 10-7 still. But now we make it a 2-score game. And another turnover. It's 20-7. We get a 4th down stop. The defense comes out and dominates Ohio State, and Florida State in year number 2 has officially won it all. I think this was one of the, and I guess not one of the, but where the defense came out and just demolished here in the national title game. Usually they do it during the run, but not during the national championship game, and not in a dominant fashion. I kind of want to see the stats before this game alone, because I feel like we had a lot of turnovers in this game. I mean, how many times did they turn it over? They turned it over 4 times. He had 4 interceptions, while our guy had 222 yards for that, but, I mean, who got the interceptions? We had 4 of them. Brown, Thomas, Richard, and Little. 2 safeties and 2 corners. Each had a pick. I'll take that all day, because that is another team down. Another team in the ACC down as well. We've done a couple teams in the ACC now, but not too many. I believe the Big Ten, is the closest to being done, along with the SEC, just because we've done a lot of teams for both. But taking a look at the season stats before we head on out, Luke had 3,500 yards, 29 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. Lucas had 772 with 7 on the ground. Luke added 409 with 3. Williams 326 and 4. Receiving-wise, Brown had over 1,000 yards with 12 touchdowns. McCoy 764 and 9. Lee 548 and 4. Courtney 519 and 1. Williams 178 and 2. Langston 142 and 1. Defensive-wise, Nicholson had 91 tackles. Jones Jr. had 8 for a loss. Jackson Jr. had 18 sacks. Brown had 7 picks. Nicholson had 9 deflections to lead the team. We did force a bunch of fumbles. Actually, not really. 7 forced fumbles, along with only 4 recovered. We did have 3 blocked kicks, but no safeties. 2 defensive touchdowns. Kicking-wise, Rambo made 1 from 50. He missed 1 from 29. Was it blocked? No, he just missed it. 33 for 34 on field goals and 43 for 43 on extra points. Punting-wise, 2,300 yards, 8 inside the 20, and 13 touchbacks. And no kick or punt returns for Florida State. But that's going to do it for the episode. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you guys did, hit that like button down below. I'll see everyone back again tomorrow, which will be Monday, for another episode of Winning a National Title with Every Team. Continuing the grind of uploading every single day in April so far. 6 days or 5 days? 6 days? 6 days. I guess 7 technically if you count March 31st, technically, because we started there and it's now been a week. But yeah, back again with a national championship episode, and then Zero Overall Franchise comes back on Tuesday, and then Thursday, and then back with Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with Winning a Natty with Every Team. Getting closer to getting to the finale. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend I guess because this is going up on Sunday. And yeah, have a great rest of your day. I'm out. Peace.